Hi, welcome to Kalaimari's tutorial. Today in this session, we will see about three types of inheritance, that is multi-level, hierarchical and hybrid inheritance. So the single and multiple inheritance, it was already done as a video and I will share the link in the description section. You can go and check that single and multi-level inheritance. So now we shall multi-level inheritance. So this multi-level inheritance, so we'll be deriving a new class. So keeping that newly derived class, I'll be deriving another derived class. We call this to be multi-level inheritance. So this is the mechanism of deriving a class from another derived class. So this diagram will show how this multi-level inheritance is going to work. So here we got one class, that is class C. So from here we are deriving a new class, that is class B. So here in this first structure, class C, suppose if we are considering the first two blocks, class C will be the first base class and class B will be the derived class. So when we go for the deriving the class A, so to this class A, class B will become the base class. So it is going to be that is a derived class is going to act as a base class for the another derived class. So this is what we call it to be the multi-level inheritance. So this is the accessibility diagram. So you people might be knowing about this private, public and protected. Protected we have already dealt in detail in a previous video, so that you can go and check it out. So this diagram is going to tell you the accessibility options. That is, if it is going to be the private, only it's the function, the functions within that particular class can access all those data. If it is protected, the derived class members can access it, and if it is public, all the users can access it. So this is an example for multi-level. So initially my base class will be A. So let me consider the properties of grandfather. Again, intermediate class, base class will be like B. So father, and then the newly derived class will be like child. So one program we shall see now. So here class student. Again, so in that class student, again I'm declaring two different functions like void get number, void put number. So again, so since I'm declaring it inside the class, I'm going to define the function outside the class. So this will be done with the help of the scope resolution operator. So this is how I'll be defining it. So I have defined like void student is a class name. So this get number function is going to belong to the student. So in between that, we'll be mentioning the scope resolution operator, that is two colons will be mentioning it. And then get number is a function to be defined here. So here I am assigning the value of A to roll number. Again, student, again, whatever the data we have got, again, I'm going to print it using this function called put number. Again, so consider this to be the first base class. Now again, I'm going for deriving a new class. So here the student is going to be acting as a base class. Test is going to be the derived class. So this is a first level derivation. So here also I have got two functions declared and I am defining it outside. At last again I am creating one more class result. So in this class again I am inheriting the properties of the intermediate class, that is the first level derivation class, that is a test, public test. So this what is a multi-level inheritance. Next we shall pass on to hierarchical inheritance. So here when the properties of one class are inherited by more than one class, so it is called the hierarchical inheritance. So where do we use this? If there are common properties between the classes, so there in those cases we'll be going for this hierarchical way of implementing the. So one example is here, like a student. So he may belongs to any other category like arts, engineering, medical, but a student, he'll be having a common features like his roll number, his education qualification, all those things. So again, inside engineering, there can be many other streams so that he can opt for. So likewise, it is going to go level by level. So here in this case, we'll be going for the hierarchical way of implementing the inheritance. And one more example is the account application. So here again, banking application and all, again we'll be going for the hierarchical inheritance. So an account can be account holder will be having some common properties. So those data can be even can replicated in the savings account as well as current account, or is a fixed deposit account. So if there are some common properties has to be inherited to the more classes, again we'll be moving into this hierarchy. So the base class will include all the features that are common to the subclasses. So the subclass will be constructed by inheriting the properties of base class, and it can serve as a base class for the lower level classes and so on, as like the hierarchy. So we call this to be the hierarchical inheritance. And next we shall see about hybrid inheritance. So it is a combination of two or more types of inheritance which we have seen earlier. Okay, so this is an example diagram showing the implementation of hybrid. So this hybrid inheritance may involve either multiple or multi-level inheritance. We can combine those two inheritance and we can implement the hybrid. So this is an example again. See, if suppose a result has to be published by taking consideration of the sports result, then first initially we'll be having the multi-level inheritance as well as multiple. So again, after finding the test result, now I'll be including the data from the sports class separately. So this going to tell you how this hybrid is going to work. So this involves the implementation of both multi-level and multiple inheritance.